Emeliano Martinez. The 2022 World Cup final was wild, but Emeliano Martinez made it unforgettable. As France lined up to take penalties, Emi turned into a full-blown villain. He tossed the ball away, he danced, he mocked the takers, and he backed it up by saving penalties and winning the Golden Glove with a hip-thrust celebration. FIFA didn't laugh. Less than a year later, they rewrote the rules just to stop him. Starting July 1st, 2023, goalkeepers are banned from touching the posts, delaying the kick, or trying to distract the taker in any way. Basically, they banned everything that made Emi. No more mind games, no more dancing on the line. If you're a keeper now, you stand still, you shut up, and you wait. The rule wasn't just updated, it was upgraded into a direct response to one man's chaos. One World Cup, one villain arc, one emergency rule rewrite. Jean-Marc Bosman. Jean-Marc Bosman was average on the pitch, but in court, he was a legend. In 1990, his contract expired at RFC Liège, and he wanted to move to Dunkirk. The club said no. Not only that, they cut his wages by 75%. Most players would just accept their fate, not Bosman. He sued the club, the Belgian FA, and UEFA. He argued that blocking free transfers after a contract ended was illegal under EU law. After 5 years, the European Court ruled in his favour. In 1995, the Bosman ruling was born. Players could now walk away for free at the end of their contract. Clubs no longer owned players like assets. That one lawsuit flipped football upside down. Pogba, Lewandowski, Mbappe all walked on Bosman's. Jean-Marc didn't just win a case, he rewrote the transfer system for good. Peter Schmeichel and Bruce Grobalar. Denmark, at Euro 92, had one trick. Score a goal, then give it to Peter Schmeichel, who would waste time like it was an Olympic sport. He'd hold the ball, fake kicks, stall endlessly. It wasn't new. In the 1980s, Grobalar did the same thing for Liverpool. Pass the ball back, pick it up, hold it, repeat. Sometimes the defenders would back pass, just to waste time. The clock ticked. Fans slept. FIFA finally snapped. In 1992, they banned goalkeepers from picking up back passes. From then on, keepers had to use their feet. It was mayhem at first. So many keepers had never been trained with the ball at their feet. But it opened the game up. More goals, more drama, more errors. All thanks to a pair of keepers who stalled football so hard, FIFA hit the reset button. All goalkeepers. By 2025, time wasting had evolved again. Now it wasn't just back passes, it was keepers holding the ball like it was a newborn. So IFAB said, enough. Starting in the 2025/26 season, any goalkeeper who holds the ball longer than 8 seconds gives away a corner. Not a warning, not a free kick, a whole corner. It got enforced right away. June 2025, Club World Cup. South African keeper Ronwen Williams held on too long. Ref pointed to the corner flag. The message was clear. The clock's not yours anymore. Hold it too long, and your opponents get a scoring chance. Jimmy Thorp, February 1936. Sunderland versus Chelsea. Jimmy Thorp, just 22, dives on the ball. A Chelsea striker kicks him in the head and chest, trying to dislodge it. Thorp finishes the match. He collapses that night. 4 days later, he's dead. It wasn't even illegal. Back then, you could kick a keeper holding the ball. You could challenge him. You could attack him. Thorp paid the price. The FA reacted. Immediately, they changed the rules. You can't raise your foot if the keeper has the ball under control. That was the start of serious protection for goalkeepers. Thorp's medal was given to his widow. She couldn't afford a headstone, but the laws changed, and no one else had to die for that same reason. Diego Forlan, November 2002. Forlan comes off the bench for Manchester United against Southampton, scores the winner, rips off his shirt in pure joy, then forgets how to put it back on. He runs around shirtless, tries to pull it on mid-game, misses a tackle. Fans love it, managers do not. FIFA decides to get strict. In 2004, they introduced Law 12. Take off your shirt to celebrate, yellow card, even if it's iconic, even if it's your first ever goal. Forlan became a meme, but he also became a rule. Moral of the story, if you're gonna score, keep your shirt on. Frank Lampard, 2010 World Cup, England versus Germany. Lampard fires a rocket. Off the bar, bounces over the line, everyone sees it, except the ref. No goal. Germany go on to win 4-1. England fans lose their minds. It was the final straw. FIFA responds. goal line technology is introduced. Sensors, cameras, instant confirmation. If the ball crosses the line now, the ref's watch vibrates. No arguments. That one shot didn't just cost England a goal, it gave us the first real football tech. It also opened the door for VAR. Before we dive deeper, smash that subscribe button for bite-sized football scandals, legendary stories, and wild moments you won't see on the highlight reel. Bill McCracken. Bill McCracken didn't just defend, he broke the game. Early 1900s, the offside rule required 3 defenders to be between the striker and the goal. So McCracken parked himself just past midfield. Every time an attacker made a run, he stepped up. Offside, again and again. Newcastle won. Fans left. In 1925, the FA had enough. They rewrote the offside rule. Now it only takes 2 defenders to keep a striker onside. That one tweak doubled the number of goals per game. McCracken didn't just win titles, he forced the biggest attacking rule change in history. He broke offside. Ruse. Ruse wasn't normal. He was a goalkeeper who dribbled upfield, used his hands outside the box, tackled players, took penalties. He was part keeper, part midfielder, part madman. Fans loved him, but opponents hated it. There were no rules stopping it. Yet. In 1912, the FA had enough. They rewrote the laws. From then on, goalkeepers could only use their hands inside their own penalty area. Ruse was a showman, but he was also the reason the keeper's box became sacred ground. William Mcrum. It's the 1890s. William Mcrum watches players hack attackers down with 0 consequences. Back then, there was no real punishment for stopping a goal illegally. Mcrum suggests a new idea, a penalty kick. The FA laughs. Fans boo. This will ruin the sport, they say. But in 1891, the rule was added. A foul that stops a clear chance? Penalty. Game changer. Mcrum didn't score goals. He created the most dramatic moment in football. That was the first ever rule change. Jimmy Hill. He was known as the man who abolished the wage cap. Before 1961, footballers in England could only earn £20 a week. That's it. Even top players. No bonuses, no freedom. Jimmy Hill, then head of the PFA, called for a strike. He rallied support. Even Sir Stanley Matthews backed him. The FA caved. The cap was scrapped. Fulham's Johnny Haynes became the first £100 a week player. That opened the floodgates. Footballers went from wage slaves to stars. Jimmy Hill didn't just raise salaries, he kicked off the era of player power. Patrice Evra, 2017, Europa League warm-up. Marseille players are stretching. A fan heckles Patrice Evra. Evra doesn't just talk back, he runs over and kicks the fan in the head before the match starts. Red card, suspended, fined, released from the club. UEFA responds by tightening rules around pre-match conduct. Players can now be punished even before the whistle blows. Evra made history, not with a goal, but by getting sent off before kickoff. Julian Alvarez, March 2025. Champions League round of 16, Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid. Julian Alvarez steps up for a penalty. He slips. His standing foot accidentally clips the ball first. Then his kicking foot hits it again. Double touch. Goal still given. Atletico eliminated. The backlash is instant. IFAB meets. A new rule is introduced. If a player makes accidental double contact and the ball goes in, the penalty must be retaken. Not ruled as a goal, not ruled as a miss. Graeme Souness. In 1987, Graeme Souness pulled off one of the most ridiculous flexes in football history. During a match for Rangers, he passed the ball back to his goalkeeper. It sounds normal, right? Except he did it from inside the opponent's half, like he was just trolling everyone for fun. This wasn't some casual mistake, it was deliberate. And it wasn't just him. Teams across Europe started abusing the back pass rule, especially Liverpool with Grobalar. It killed the flow of matches. Fans were booing, refs were helpless. That moment with Souness helped build pressure. By 1992, FIFA had enough and nuked the whole thing. Back passes were banned. Suddenly, goalkeepers had to use their feet. Panic spread. UEFA's extra goal line refs. Michel Platini hated VAR, hated it, thought it would ruin the flow of football. So instead, he pitched an idea that looked smart on paper and absolutely useless on the pitch. He added 2 extra officials behind the goals, and their job was to watch closely for goal line incidents and fouls. Sounds cool, right? Except they just stood there awkwardly 99% of the time. Then, Frank Lampard's ghost goal happened at the 2010 World Cup. Ball crossed the line. No goal. The extra refs saw nothing. Platini's master plan crumbled like a soggy croissant. That was the final nail. UEFA finally gave in. VAR was born, and Platini's extra eyeballs were quietly erased. Ashley Barnes. In the FA Cup, Burnley striker Ashley Barnes turned into a human stopwatch. Preston's goalkeeper Freddie Woodman was holding the ball forever, so Barnes started counting the seconds on his fingers, like a schoolteacher losing patience. Fans saw it and joined in. Full stadiums began sarcastically counting out loud whenever goalkeepers tried to waste time. It created pressure. Referees started looking bad. Broadcasters kept pointing it out. That led to the visual countdown rule. Ref raises hand, counts the last 5 seconds, all because Ashley Barnes had enough. Thierry Henry, 2009. World Cup qualifier. France versus Ireland. Henry controls the ball with his hand, crosses it, and Gallas scores. Ref doesn't see it. Ireland is eliminated. The whole world screams. FIFA panics, pushes for more technology. The pressure skyrockets. Henry didn't just break Irish hearts. He gave VAR a real purpose. Pele. In 1962, Brazil's golden boy Pele got injured early in the World Cup. No subs were allowed. Brazil had to play with 10 men. This wasn't the first time. Injuries ruined teams. So FIFA finally cracked. Substitution rules were introduced. First, just 1, then more over time. And it started because nobody wanted to watch World Cups without Pele. René Higuita. This is the madman behind the no-dribble rule. Colombia's Higuita wasn't a goalkeeper. He was a chaos agent. He dribbled past strikers. He did tricks in his own box. He was the reason parents told kids not to mess around. FIFA updated their guidance. If a keeper tries that nonsense near goal and loses it, it's on him. Dangerous play. No second chances. Higuita didn't care, but the rule lives on. Luis Suarez. 2013. Suarez beat Ivanoviću. Banned 10 games. Then, in 2014, he bites Chiellini at the World Cup. The internet explodes. FIFA is embarrassed again. They can't keep banning him with basic rules, so they introduce tougher guidelines, longer bans, harsher conduct rules. Even off-field behavior counted. Suarez forced football to treat players like grown-ups. Roy Keane. 2001, Roy Keane slides into Alfie Haaland with a horror tackle. Years later, he admits it was revenge, and fully intentional. That confession changed everything. The FA introduced tougher post-match disciplinary powers. Now, even if refs miss it, players can be punished based on intent and evidence. Keane didn't just get banned, he set a standard. MarkVivien Foe, 2003. Confederations Cup. Cameroon midfielder MarkVivien Foe collapses during a match, dies later that day. It shocked the football world. FIFA reacted fast. Mandatory heart screenings, emergency defibrillators, matchday medical protocols. Foe's death saved lives. His legacy isn't just emotional, it's medical. Mario Balotelli, 2012. Balotelli scores, lifts his shirt, message reads, "Why always me? Iconic." FIFA panics, updates shirt rule. No slogans, no gestures, automatic yellow card. Combine that with Forlan going shirtless, and you get a law book full of celebration clauses. Balotelli didn't care. The fans loved it, but the refs got new instructions. All attackers. By the late 2000s, diving was ruining games. Players were flopping all over. Penalties were given for invisible contact. UEFA and FA had enough. Simulation became a bookable offence. Players could be banned after matches. In 2011, MLS even started fining divers. Retroactive justice. Welcome to modern football. So who really broke football the most? Emi Martinez and his penalty wizardry? Jean-Marc Bosman with his courtroom chaos? Or was it Schmeichel, the time-wasting Viking? Maybe it was Forlan's epic shirt fail. One thing is certain, players keep testing limits, and football lawmakers keep reacting. What new rule do you think they should make next? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe so you don't miss our next video.